Yes, boys, welcome back to the Graft Kings podcast. It's been a minute. Like we said in the previous pod, we are reorganising how we put out content. We're filming a lot more vlog-style content at the moment, and we're still doing pods. The pods will still be coming out, but it's just not on a weekly basis as of yet until we get all our ducks in a row.
Yeah, facts.
But we thought we'd come back with a banger for you today, boys. We've got a big one today, and it kind of falls off the back of the weekend we just had as well. Me and the boys just went to Octoberfest in Germany, which a vlog will be coming out to that soon as well. And it was very heavy. It was a barrel of laughs as well. How funny was it?
Do you know what? Those 48 hours, my cheeks and my stomach were killing me from laughing. Like, we didn't know what to expect.
No.
I think that's why it made it so much more fun. We're like, right, we'll go, but we're going to road trip it. So we drove it. We're going to camp in the tents there as well. We're going to get kitted out in the costumes. We're like, fuck it, let's just do the full works. Like, you know, you've got to be able to take the piss out of yourselves. And honestly, boys, it was absolutely hilarious.
But we did cut it a day short.
Yeah, we did,
Do you reckon
yeah.
you could have done another day?
We could have.
But he's just staying in the tents, bro. Like,
2 days in
Yeah.
the tents at the age of 30 was enough, bro.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
enough.
Bear in mind,
Yeah.
we had the big boy tent.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
the
we
tent-
did,
the tent
yeah.
house.
Yeah, the tent house. We were staying in some good tents as well, but I was like, oh, this is enough. And then we called
We called it the tent house, not
Yeah.
the penthouse.
Yeah, that's it.
And then we woke up. No, we didn't wake up. We done it after. We went to the beer festival all day. I was like, boys, I don't know if I can do that again. And it wasn't purely because of the alcohol. It was just more of the fact that it's same, and was
Yeah.
like, we're only going to go and do what we did today. We're not probably. We weren't going to go and get dressed up again either.
No.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to stay in a tent again, and then we'd be driving home today. And I was thinking, you know what? Let's just get ahead of a week of work.
Is it
and-
kind of like the Winter Wonderland beer tent?
On
like,
steroids.
Oh,
It
basically,
is
yeah.
on
That's
steroids,
what they based it off
yeah.
of. They Winter Wonderland based it off the
Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
Okay.
It was great.
It's
Difference
definitely
is the
worth to
weather as
go.
well. So
Yeah.
go on.
I was going to say, it's definitely worth to go.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
Oh,
But
100%.
it's not somewhere I'd be wanting to
Go back.
Go back to,
no.
yeah,
You do
fair
it
enough.
once and you're kind of done with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
But
fun.
It was funny.
Yeah, it's bucket list. It was one of my bucket
Yeah.
lists for
Yeah.
years as well. So I'm glad we done it. But yeah, will we be returning soon? Probably not.
Like, from all the trips we've been on, that was probably the most I've laughed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Start to finish.
And I did say I think there's a reason for that. It's because your expectations are nowhere near as like when you go to certain pretentious places.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So you don't really kind of deep it too much. It's
Yeah.
not like you're not thinking it's going to be like this or like that, where you just whatever. And then when you just go there and you see the caliber of people, no disrespect, but you do get a lot of left wings there and just.
Oh, we
Yeah,
was
God,
in a
yeah.
very unfamiliar environment, weren't we?
Very out of our depth.
Yeah, but that's why it was fun.
Yeah, it was
That
good
is
fun.
what it's
Yeah,
fun,
There was-
yeah.
You have to do that stuff.
You have to, yeah. And it was a lot of fun, and we didn't have no expectations, but there was no good birds there at all.
Taylor said a funny statement. He said, "If you don't know where you want to be in life or what you want to be doing,
Come here.
come to Oktoberfest and you'll know what you don't want to be."
Do you know what though? That trip wouldn't have been what it was if it wasn't for the boys, for the Bread
Facts.
Gang boys. So
Bread Gang.
big shout out to them, not because
Yeah.
they actually made that trip to what it was.
Yeah.
Being there with them, and at the same time they patterned us from the moment we got there. We got looked after. I had the big tents, been looked after with food. So I think if it wasn't for them, it would have been where it is.
Oh, yeah.
No,
And we had a
100%.
great day out with them as well. Like they're doing their content, so are we.
But that Bread Gang link up, it was written in the stars. Like, we
Yeah.
met these boys outside of a
Do you know?
club.
Do you remember how it
Luigi's.
started? We was outside Luigi's. I think
Yeah.
me and you left, and we were like, "I swear that's Bread Gang." And
Yeah.
then we just went over and started chatting. Then you spoke to.
To Nicky, yeah.
And then the friendship since then has been solidified. They are honestly some of the nicest, down-to-earth people I've ever met.
Ever, yeah.
And
gonna say
they
something,
look
I can't.
after us all the time. And what?
I was going to say something, but I can't.
Yeah.
They're exactly like us because of a certain.
Oh, right, yeah, they are identical to us.
We've got the same banter.
We've got the exact same-
Thank you, mate.
And they're from the other side of the planet. But honestly, I shout out to Bread Gang because they are.
Yeah, big love to you, boys.
They're a part of a very small community of, let's say, creators that are actually happy to collab, that actually want to see
yeah.
you do well, and that they have the same energy reciprocated. And I don't know whether that's a cultural thing because they live in Australia, but we get it. We see the energy difference between
Yeah.
trying to collab with UK creators compared to what it's like them. They're happy to open up, talk to us, and have
Yeah.
discussions about business and stuff like that. Whereas UK creators, just based on my experience, don't really like the whole collaborative spirit.
You
Yeah.
don't even need to just say UK creators, bro. There's even people around you in the UK that
Yeah.
don't want to do that for you.
Yeah.
Facts,
Let's
yeah.
be honest, there's people that we know that we shake hands with and say hi and bye to that, and you think, do you know what? I low-key know that you probably say something behind my back.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
But they are really good boys. Bear in mind, they are way further in the game than us. Much more clouded globally than us, and they
Yeah.
still fuck with us, show us love, and they're always trying to help us out. So
Yeah.
shout out to Bread Gang.
Yeah,
man.
much love, boys.
Really good boys. But based on the experience that we had around the women we was in and the environments we were in, we thought it was appropriate to do a pod today based on how to attract top tier women. Because in these environments, you're not going to find top tier women. You're not.
They were lovely.
Needed in a
Environment.
haystack, maybe, but
Yeah,
you know,
like
yeah,
environment. I don't know, because you sometimes see them videos.
There
don't you?
was one
Oh,
absolute.
yeah, it was in the tent, yeah.
Like she was with a fella, and she
Yeah.
was with a top tier guy. To be fair,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
he
could
was,
tell
yeah,
he
he
was
was sharp.
suave. He
Yeah.
was,
She
yeah.
was crafted by angels, man.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
She was a good bit.
He was a sharp geezer. Like, you just
Yeah.
looked at him and thought, yeah, you've got your shit together.
See Drake's table had some rockets on it.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
yeah.
We saw Drake there, but we didn't see Drake there. We saw it on social media. It was there,
His,
but
his
didn't see-
table was like
But,
heaving.
but I don't think that's coincidence. They must have known he's there.
Or they're rolling with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either
Yeah,
that or
yeah.
somehow they're linking up because of a certain
He's definitely
situation.
pre-patterning that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
not
100%.
taking it to charms.
Yeah, 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 he's
No
definitely
way. He's flying
pre-patterning
baddies out, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
If Drake slides into your DM saying, "Do you want to come to Octoberfest for the week?" It doesn't matter if you're camping. You're going to say, "Yeah, I'll go. I'll drive him."
I'll drive them.
So yeah, boys, and we need to kind of set the basis of how you pull these women, because environment is a big, very big factor.
Everything,
like
yeah.
if you're in the wrong environment, you're not going to find top tier women. Because why would top tier women go to low value environments? You got to understand that. And also, we're going to cover the basis of what you need to have in check in order to attract these women as well.
Yeah, facts. Like the women that go there, listen, everyone was lovely and it was great, and it's like we're not cussing it in any way, shape, or form. But for the type of women that we like to attract and we like to associate ourselves with, same as what you boys are wanting to do the same thing, your environment is everything. Like you could go as granular as the type of gym you go to. I'm not saying you're not going to go to a local gym and not find a baddie. Of course you will. Like they exist. But when it comes to pulling women, it comes into the same caliber of networking. And
Yeah.
so you need to go to places where these higher value women are going to be. And so it's very important to make sure you're that type of guy in order to put yourself in that environment in order to then pull that level of woman.
Facts. And how do you get into these kind of environments?
Comes down to you boys. You have to invest in yourself, boys. Like you really do have to invest in yourself at every level when it comes to your mindset, how educated you are, when it comes to the caliber of work that you do, your physique, how you dress, how you smell, like absolutely everything about you, because you're looking for that in that woman as well. You're looking if she takes care of herself. You're looking how well she articulates herself, how she holds herself in a room. Like your woman emulates you and you emulate her. So that attracts. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's a mirror. It's
I do.
mirrored.
I do think though, like before thinking about what environments to put yourself in, the first thing you need to do is work on yourself as a person, as a
Correct.
man, right? So you could put yourself into the right environments, but if you don't know how to talk, if you don't know how to walk and carry yourself, then by all means you're going to be invisible to these women anyway.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're not
so
gonna
true.
stand out.
Yep.
Because you're there now competing against other men that are in them environments that might be already a certain level.
Yeah.
So how you hold yourself and how you are as a man and how you conduct yourself is everything, because you don't need to be the richest person in the room to attract a high quality woman. There's people that are rich but you can't buy class. So the point of the matter is, if you work on the fundamentals, which is you as a man, who you are, and you know that inner voice in your head knows who you are and the way you carry yourself, then you will still attract these people. You might not be able to attain them if you don't have everything else like kind of tipped off when it comes to your finance and that. But to attract them, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
How you attain it, that's another level.
So
I
that's
agree,
a,
yeah.
that's
Well
a
said.
different story, innit?
That's a complete another different story, because guess what? No matter how rich you are, there's always going to be another brother out there that's more successful than you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even if he's got less money than you, he could still nick your bird if he's got more about him.
Yeah, it's facts.
Like the actual zeros in your bank account doesn't necessarily reflect on how high level a man you actually are.
Yeah, 100%.
Like there are guys out there we know with loads of money and guys out there with standard money, and yet I know that guy could go and nick his bird off him all day long because of how he carries himself as a man.
Yeah. One of the fundamental things you need in order to attract a high quality woman is having morals and boundaries that you're not willing to break for anyone. That's number one, because once a woman knows that she could walk all over you and get her way with you, that woman's either not going to stick around or is going to treat you like shit.
Yeah.
And that's not a high quality woman. But even if a woman thinks that she can, but you stand your ground, she knows that she's not going to get through to you, then you will know if she's the right woman or not as well. So it enables you to kind of qualify that person in front of you. So if you're saying I'm not willing to break this boundary or this moral compass, and she tries to walk all over, then you know you're not with the right person anyway. So
Facts.
I think the first things first is having set of boundaries that you're not willing to compromise on.
Yeah.
If you believe that's what it is to your core, to what you're willing to accept and what you're not.
Yeah, never ever tolerate disrespect. That's one thing you always need to have in the back of your mind all the time. Doesn't matter how nice she is, how much you like her, you should never ever tolerate disrespect. And the minute you get a sniff of it, walk away.
I think it's important for a woman to know that you love her and you obviously worship the ground she walks on.
Yeah.
However, what she needs to do is she needs to fear the fact that you are willing to walk away at any given circumstance if she disrespects you,
Yep.
if she treats you a certain way. Because regardless of me being emotionally involved, in this situation, logically, I know you're disrespecting me and you're not to the standard that I want, then I'm going to walk away. And I think the moment people know that you're willing to do that is the moment they'll start compromising, thinking about their actions before doing it, because they're either disrespecting you consciously or subconsciously. And it's up to you to dictate the way that goes, because it's your fault as a man if a woman does disrespect you, because you're allowing that.
Well, facts.
Well, once you've told her once, that's fine. If she then does it again, then she has.
sorry.
If she then decides to do it again, as I said, that is then a conscious decision that she's gone, well, I've listened to you, but I don't really care. So I'm going to do it again. That is your then excuse to go, do you know what? I've told you once, you've now done it again, I'm out. And don't compromise on that. There's no if, buts, maybe, sorries, I won't do it again. What do you mean? You've already done it again. Like, you've already done it. So that's it. I'm out. And once that person has that little bit of, I suppose you could use the word fear of, like, no matter how much he loves me, he will leave me if I fuck up. That's when you have someone that will do everything in their power to keep you.
And if they don't fear that, then she wasn't for you anyway.
Yeah, facts.
And any fucker that is listening to this, that is turning around thinking that this is controlling or it's misogynistic, if you can even define it, then go fuck yourself. Sorry. But the point of the matter is, we have standards that we're not willing to break. So just because we have that as a man and we have our... we're masculine men, right? That's in you to be able to portray that. Just because I'm not willing to compromise on that, if that makes me misogynistic, then yes, I am. And I do like Andrew Tate. What are you going to do about it?
On the reverse of what was he saying there, though? Like, we are, fuck's sake. I nearly did something then. On the reverse side of that, like, because we know that we're quite strong personalities as men, we also couldn't be with a woman that was a pushover. Like, we also have to have a woman that's got quite a strong backbone, like a woman that we trust her opinion on. Like, if we said to her, oh, we're doing this at the minute, like, what's your thoughts? I want to know that she's got her own opinion to say to me, mate, I actually don't think you boys should do that. I think you should do this. And so it's on our woman to also set her boundaries and set her expectations of, for example, petty things, right? But she said, like, don't like girls' photos, don't follow, but you'd be like, okay, cool, I won't do it. Like, she also has to set those to have our standards as well, because we're not going to be of a woman that's easily obtainable. And so therefore we also know that, yes, although we hold ourselves in high regard, she'll also fuck off and get someone else.
Yeah.
So you have to have that little bit of fight in the pair of you to keep each other there.
But bear in mind, with what you're saying with the same breath, that there's a difference between a woman competing with you and you telling you what to do, and then raising her opinion to discuss things.
Correct.
And say, this is my thought process on it, because a woman should be able to criticise you in the right way as well. Because there are some things that women know that they can give you advice on that your boys and your friends can't.
Yes.
100%.
Because you can't always see everything from a woman's perspective. So it's important to be around a woman that is willing to tell you when you are wrong in certain situations.
It's sexy.
Especially if you've not been around or grown up around women as well. There's a lot you can learn from them.
100.
I definitely did, and it works in my favour nowadays. So you need to know the difference.
Most women probably won't admit this. However, when it comes to a relationship, a woman wants her man to lead. A woman wants her man to take control of the relationship. She wants you to tell her, we're going here for food. We're going out there. Be ready for this time. I'll pick you up at this time. I'm going there this weekend, but I'll be back here. Next week, we're going out at this time. Like, the woman wants a man to make the decisions in the relationship. If she doesn't have that type of masculine energy from her man, she will look elsewhere for it. If another man opens a door for her, takes her coat off, asks her how her day was, tell her she looks pretty, tell her she smells nice, trust me, her eyes are going to wander. If you're not doing that as a man for your woman, then you're not acting like a man. So do not then be surprised when she turns around and says, I'm leaving you, or I've cheated on you, or I've done this, that, and the other. Like, as a man, it is your role and your part to play to make sure that
But you're keeping your end of the bargain up.
Thank you very much. Exactly that.
100%. It works both ways.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's one-sided, like she should do this, she should do that. But if you're not keeping your end of the bargain, why should she?
100%. Like, it's not simp behaviour to cook dinner for your woman, or say we're going out here tonight, or make her a cup of tea, or make her a coffee. Like, there's no such thing as that sort of shit. Like, that doesn't exist. Like, that's not simp behaviour. But if you're not leading the relationship of being the man and doing those masculine things like walking curbside and opening the car door for her and stuff like that, then when the next guy does it, who's got a little bit about him, trust me, her eyes are going to wander.
100%.
I think it's a respect thing as well. Like, you know, sometimes when guys are in relationships and they'll be like, oh yeah, the missus don't want to have sex with me, or like, we've not had sex in so long. I always feel like, because they always try and blame the woman.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's got to that point because she's lost respect for you.
Yeah, facts.
And I was like, she lost respect for you because you've not held up your bargain. Now you're blaming her because she doesn't want to have sex with you. But realistically, if you was the person that you were meant to be, that would have never happened.
100%.
And
So
then you
true.
cheat on them, and then you're like, I cheat because you weren't having sex with me. But again, it's your fault.
Yeah, so true.
But no one really like speaks about it.
And that comes down to accountability. Like, I know we say this, boys, but we'll say it again. Everything's your fault. As a man, everything is your fault. If your woman has lost respect to you, like Merck's saying, it's because, like Yo said, you haven't held up your end of the bargain.
Yep.
You're not looking after yourself. You're not grooming yourself. You're not busy. You're not working. You're not seeing your boys. You also need to make sure your woman misses you and vice versa. Like, tell her you're going out to see the boys. Oh, I can't see you now, boys, because she said I've got to go and do this. Well, no, sorry. I've already got plans with the boys. Like, I'm going out that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm doing this with them. I'll then make plans with you for the next couple of days and we'll go and do something. Like, there's always compromise, and vice versa. If she said she's going to see the girls for the weekend, good, fuck off and go and see the girls. You're doing me head in anyway. Like, and then when you get back, I can't wait to see you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, spot on, man. Absolutely spot on.
Most people become complacent after a certain amount of time in their relationship.
Yep.
They stop doing the things that made that person fall in love with them in the first place. And this works both ways. Just because you're together for a year or however length of time you want to say, you stop dating each other. You stop figuring things about each other. You're so complacent. You're in the house. You look like shit. You don't shave. She doesn't shave. Greasy hair. Wears the same clothes. Doesn't really cook for each other. Stop doing date night. Stop conversing. Stop communicating. Then it's like, well, we've drifted apart. Why do you think that is? Just because you're married, does that mean that you stop doing those things that you were doing before you were together? Because the problem is, you meet someone and you're doing the best you can to show your best version of yourself in the first 6 months, and then your true colours come out, that complacent side, and then you go, well, I don't actually like this person. You peeled the onion so much, there's nothing else to peel. Do you know what I mean? You got to keep harvesting that.
Did you make that one up?
Yeah, I did.
Fair play. Fair play. I like it.
Thank you, sir.
Peeled the onion so much, there's nothing to peel.
Yeah.
There's no more onion there.
what are we cooking? I'm hungry.
We're out of onions, girl. I need to go get some new onions.
It stinks.
Nice and good.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, dear God.
No, you're right though, man. You got to stay sexy. Do you know what I mean? You got to stay sexy for her. She's got to stay sexy for you. You got to do that stuff, mate. Like I'm saying, most people just get fat and lazy when they get into a relationship because they're like, oh no, I love you the way you are. Like, don't worry about going gym tonight. But
That's a trap. That's a trap.
That is a trap. I see it, especially with the right side boys. Now we've got such a large community of fellas underneath us. We're hearing all the repeat things that we heard when we were younger of what girls are telling them, and we speak to the boys, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I went and stayed around her house the other night, so I didn't end up getting up to go gym in the morning. So I woke up and she was like, oh babe, just stay with me this morning. So I didn't end up going. And it's like, now I've not been gym for 3 days. Like, that shit is a real thing because as a woman, which is fine, they generally want you around them a lot. Like they love being around that energy. They like being with you. And then you feel guilty and think, oh, fuck it, I'll stay here. She don't care if I don't go gym anyway. And that then just turns into a vicious cycle. You're then and she's cheating on with you some geezers down the gym. Like, it's a vicious cycle. You cannot stop doing the things that you got to obtain that woman in the first place. Because not only that, not that you should always think like this, but you should definitely have it in the back of your mind. If you do potentially stop becoming that version of yourself later on down the line, she's going to then fuck off and leave you anyway.
Yeah, she's going to find a better version.
Yeah, of course she is.
All day long.
Boys, seeing as though we're on the subject right now of making sure you attract the top tier women, we want to make sure you get into the top echelon of men. So, us boys have done it. We now want to teach you how to escape your 9 to 5. We have now got our course officially live that we've been building over the last sort of 6 months or so. Already in there, boys, is 60 videos of us telling our exact story of how we got from point A to point B and exactly how we're living today. We now want to teach you how to do the same thing. So every single week, you can get on videos with us, ask us questions, go into details, and again, we'll give you as much as our time and as much as our knowledge as we possibly can. We want to get you at that 9 to 5, boys, get you working remotely, anywhere in the world, with your laptop, with your phone, and making money. So boys, if you want to learn how to make money online and escape that 9 to 5, come and join the course. The link is in the description below. Let's go.
Most girls won't want to admit this, but most women are opportunists. And they always have a wandering eye. Now, you may tell yourself a story in your mind that she would never do that, but always keep in the back of your mind that there is always that slight chance that she could be looking at the menu. She might not order off it at that moment in time, but if you slip up and you drop your standards, she will be ordering off that menu. Trust me on that one. And you think to yourself, why? How has this happened? This girl said she loved me. She said she missed me. And that's when you fall into the trap of you realize it wasn't her that hurt you. It's the lies you told yourself about her. That's what hurts you. So remember that, lads. Always keep your standards up to a high level, because it can be over in an instant.
So true.
Yeah,
I still
banging.
don't think women love conditionally. Is that the right word? Conditionally?
No,
Unconditionally.
women do not live unconditionally.
They love you under the condition.
Yeah, so they,
and
so
provide
women
Yeah.
love you
something.
conditionally, right?
Yeah.
I generally don't believe they actually like. You know, how your mum loves you. What's that unconditional?
That's
Unconditional
unconditional
love.
I don't think a woman actually likes a man like that ever. I reckon it's a lie.
I agree.
Like,
I genuinely
think it's a
believe
lie.
that.
I think Chris Rock says that. He says only dogs, babies, kids, and women that are loved unconditionally. Men that love conditionally under the
Yeah,
fact
oh,
that you
yeah,
can
yeah,
provide
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. Like it's just very, very fucking rare. And I don't
And
think.
but I don't think that is. I don't think that is genetically their fault.
No,
I
I
think
don't
biologically they're wired up not to live
Yeah.
love unconditionally,
Mm.
and I think that just comes through thousands and thousands of years of evolving.
Mm.
Of they need to. What's the word?
They
I'm
want the
looking to?
strongest man of the pack.
They want to
So
gravitate to the strongest man of the pack. They want someone to provide them, look after them. They want to know that they're going to be secure and safe. So I think that's genetically hardwired into them. So I don't think that's their fault.
No, it's
but
not.
I think it's the man's duty to condition himself and understand that at any moment it can be over.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure you're always on top of your game, because if you're not on top of your game, when she does leave your ass, then you're going to be in a hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you need to make sure that you've got all your fucking ducks in a row to make sure that when it does happen, you can know you can just bounce back from it straight away.
Well, this is the problem, though. Like, we're talking about you're going to lose her. Most people won't even attract or get these women in their lifetime because about 80-90% of men are invisible. And they're invisible down to the fact because expectations are so high nowadays. Like, we all want to be protectors and providers emotionally, financially, in every way, shape or form, because that's exactly how it's been for thousands and hundreds of years. But we live in a time and an age where men aren't earning maybe as much as they used to. The competition has become easy in a way, but then more difficult because you're competing against the echelon of fucking man. Like, no matter what stage you come to in your life or what status, you're always competing with another person and you feel like you're not doing enough. But there are 80-90% of men that are invisible to women.
Do you,
Like,
yeah, go on.
no, go on.
I was gonna say, do you know what I think that is? So like, I reckon back in the day there was tier systems, right? It was like class. So like, working class would end up with working class, higher class, famous people. Whereas now, I don't think average women date average guys. They all want the top percent.
Yeah, facts.
That's a great analogy.
So when they're looking at the top percent, there's a whole void of average guys that aren't even getting a looking at. And obviously, there's only so many people in the top percent. They're running through all the girls, and then once they've been run through, they either come back to the average guys or they just can't find a guy. I think that's what it is. Like, the whole system is just fucked at the minute.
It is, but
Yeah,
I
it
think
is,
they're
yeah.
delusional though for an
Yeah,
average
they're-
woman
yeah.
to think that she deserves that high value man, and I think there's only a reason for that is because she gets attention and she believes that's like none of these guys want to attain her. They don't want her, but she's getting attention from an abundance of men because nowadays we've got social media that's coming to place. Most men will shag anything, so they're obviously showing a bit of skin. They get a bit of messaging through the DMs, and they're thinking, "Oh, loads of men want me." Well, no, they don't want you. They want one thing,
Yeah.
and once they get that, they're going to move on. Hence why you're run through. And you become 30 and you're single and you've got nothing.
And that's when they end up with one of the average fellas. And the average fella now looks at her as if she's top tier,
Yeah.
and then takes her on board and has a kid with her, and she ends up fucking miserable with some
She resents him.
low key idiot.
But then the guy that does get her in the end, he's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I've been blessed with an angel.
Yeah.
How have I got so
Yeah,
lucky?
yeah.
Bro, you don't know her past.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Bro, you don't know her
Just
past.
thinking that. Oh my god.
How many married women are you going to look at? I'm not going to say it, it's so out of order, but I saw someone else say it the other day. Like, when you're going to see, in the years to come, we're all going to see these women get married. You're thinking, if only you knew.
I see it now, bro, on Instagram.
Same.
I'm like, if only you knew her history, bro. Like, you would not be doing this. Actually, you probably would because you're a simp.
Fuck's
For God's
sake.
sake.
And you know what's the only way you can avoid that is by leveling the fuck up.
Yeah, facts.
By making sure that you level up in all areas of your life is the only way you're going to be able to identify those types of women. Listen, there might be one person that could pull that curtain in front of your eyes on the wall and you can't see what's going on. But at the same time, like, the more you educate yourself and the more you're in these environments, different cultures, experience different women, you'll be able to understand and identify what is a high quality woman and what's not. Because as much as like we're talking about finding the right person, you're not going to know what types of women are out there if you don't get to experience them. And I'm not talking about sleeping with them. I'm just saying interacting with them, like being in the same room as them and like having a conversation, knowing what types of women there are. Because let's be honest, you speak to someone from back home in comparison to on holiday or like in a different culture, you can see the difference in women.
Cool, yeah,
sometimes.
massively.
Yeah,
You can see
100%.
some of them, like you go to somewhere like South America, I'm sorry, but like you speak to a woman there, they'll do anything for you. Bend over backwards, they'll look after you, like, and that's how it used to be. But me talking about now is going to go, oh, you want a woman that's going to be your slave? No, it's not that. It's not that I want that. But if I'm protecting and providing financially and completely, why can't she be the backbone of my home and look after me in other ways that I would want her to?
Yeah, facts.
That's a good transactional like relationship to me.
I agree.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, bro, I was just thinking of this meme I saw the other day. It says, when her new man thinks he struck gold, but you know something that he doesn't know.
Fuck's sake.
I think it is a cultural thing though. Like HS said it, and like I'm not going to repeat it word for word because I'll get cancelled. But he was just saying, like, he obviously, as someone that's travelled a lot around the globe and seen so many different cultures, when you do kind of meet I'm not saying every English girl is like this, but unfortunately the majority or some are just so loud, so obnoxious, so like you can't, then so like unhomely that it just puts you off them. And men don't want that. Men don't want a loud girl that can't cook or clean, that can't like look after you. Like it's the reality. Like you might hate me for saying it, but it's, at the end of the day, that's what we care about. They don't want that, but unfortunately the culture here is so fucking backwards for some people. It just puts us off.
Yeah, true.
And it's the delusion behind that where they think they can still do all of those and still expect to find the high quality man. And it's like, well, if I'm a high quality man or a high net worth individual, whatever you want to call me at this particular point, like if I've got the options in front of me to go for either you or a nice submissive woman that loves me for who I am and is willing to let me lead and look after her, and she's not picking and choosing when she wants me to be traditional or masculine, who am I going to pick? Am I going to pick you or her?
Yeah.
And the thing is, people comment on these reels as well, and I'm looking at them being like, oh, like...
Have you seen the state?
Oh, you click on their profiles and you're like, oh, God.
And the thing is, they disagree with whatever we're saying. I'm like, this is great because this is exactly the type of person I don't want to be with. Like, you either get or you don't. Like, I don't care if you don't agree with what I'm saying. Like, you've just filtered yourself out for me.
Perfect. You've done my job for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I don't want.
Yeah, and boys, look, what we're trying to say to you is, if you are trying to obtain this level of women now, like we've done it, like we all went through the ugly phase. We've all come through horrible phases of fashion sense and what we look like, how we done our hair, and like we've grown through that mud, and we're not perfect. Fucking hell, we're still working on ourselves now. And there's still a level of woman that we cannot obtain yet. Do you know what I mean? But you know, we're working our way towards them levels. But you need to look at yourself hard in the mirror and go, right, okay, if I was a woman, would I want to fuck me? Like,
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Would I want to date
I'll
me?
be good for my CV.
Yeah. Like, would I want to date me? Do you know what I mean? Like, look at yourself properly. Like, look, are your trainers clean? Are your clothes washed and ironed? Like, have you got a nice? I'm not saying it has to be an expensive wardrobe, but do you have a fresh wardrobe? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you smell nice? Do you always put aftershave on when you leave the house? Are you well groomed? Are you well showered? Do you go to the gym? Can you hold a good level of conversation and intellect? Like, how do you carry yourself in the room? Are your shoulders all hunched over like that when you walk in and your hair's looking greasy and your fucking shirt's unironed? Like, look at yourself hard in the mirror and go, okay, cool. Like, as a woman, would I look at me and think, yeah, okay, cool, I'd let him have my kids?
What do you bring to the table?
Yeah, if you don't bring that level of intellect, if you don't bring like high values as a man of being a gentleman and speaking to people with respect and knowing how to hold a good convo and all those types of things, would you look at yourself and think, yeah, I'd like to take him home and meet my parents? If you don't think that, if you don't believe that, if you think to yourself, oh, I could never pull that girl, I couldn't do that, that's because you don't hold yourself in enough high regard, because you know you're not bringing anything to the table.
And if you listen to that list that he just said of all them things you need to do and you think, cool, that's a lot of work, then it was never meant for you anyway.
Yeah.
This is not the right road. This is not the right path for you. So go on whatever path you need to go on, and it will take you to a certain place. But if you want to be the highest echelon of man you need to be or want to be, these are the things you need to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I never do? I never look at any woman out there and say she's out of my league. I never like hold a woman in like as a higher regard when I turn around and I say that I can't get her. I might say that I need to learn other characteristics or maybe I need to achieve like other things in my life and be able to like kind of get there. But I never look at it out of. I never look
absolutely.
at it
Like
as
it's
a reach.
impossible.
Yeah,
I don't look at
It's
it like
never
that.
impossible.
It's a case of knowing, I know if I got in that room and I spent 10 minutes talking to her, I could probably woo that woman.
Yeah.
How do I get into that room is important.
That's fucking it. That's it.
But at the same time, I never look at any woman and say, I can't get with her. And the problem is a lot of men look at these girls on social media, go, I could never get with her. Oh, she's from Love Island, or she's from here. She's on TV, so I could never get with her. Believe me, like when you know how to hold a conversation and you've got like a level of intelligence, no matter what room you're in, you'll know how to stand out.
Yeah, facts.
And that is a great way to attract women, is having emotional intelligence and knowing how to converse and speak in a room, because again, it makes you stand out. Like you don't need to be the most like richest of fellas, but once you are in that environment, if you can sit down with a woman and show body language and look into her eyes and speak in a way that no other man does, because most men can't hold a conversation. Most men focus on too much about how they look and not how they can actually hold a conversation. It's like, what is the point? It's like having a Ferrari without an engine. Like, what is the absolute point? It doesn't fucking drive. So if you know how to speak to a woman and you're in that environment, believe me, like, you could talk her and laugh her into bed.
Yeah, facts.
You might not be able to do it now either, but your time will come.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about being a man, boys, is you can always date down. You have time. You have so much time. You've got so many years to level yourself up and tick all the boxes, cover all the bases, and then you'll be the man you need to be, and then you'll be able to get into these rooms and date these women and be in these kind of environments. But it takes time. It's a lot of work. No one said it was going to be easy. And like we always say, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And then if everyone was doing it, it wouldn't even be worth having. Do you know what I'm saying? So you should work on yourself, boys.
I think one of the most important traits a man can work on is his emotional intelligence. If you know as a man how to control your emotions and then know how to communicate those effectively with your woman, my God, boy, she'll fall for you head over heels. Like, if you're having a bit of a bad day or you're a bit stressed out right now, communicate that with her and tell her, go, look, I'm a bit stressed out today. Give me a few hours. Let me work this out and I'll be back. There's nothing worse than a guy who gets moody or goes quiet and then doesn't communicate with his woman as to what's wrong. Like, think how annoying it is when a woman, you know something's wrong with your woman and she doesn't tell you what's wrong. And you're meant to be a mind reader. So as a man, if you know, like, as a man, you need to know that women are emotional creatures. And so therefore, that's what they respond to. And if you are then in control of your own mind and emotions and can communicate that effectively with her by telling her if something's wrong or telling her how you genuinely feel about something, whether that's good or bad, I promise you now that woman will fall in love with you. And you need to continue that on. When you have a very open line of emotional intelligence and communication with your woman, 9 times out of 10 she'll never leave you.
You are right. There's a way to do it without showing weakness. I think that's like a crucial point. Like you could have a shit day, and like you could be like, for example, a weak person would be like, I've had a shit day, I feel like shit, like this has gone wrong, like, I don't know what to do with myself, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, that's too far.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Mason said, like, say you've had a shit day, say you need a couple hours to sort it, and you'll get back to it. That's it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? She doesn't have to know that you're in a bad mood. Like, she doesn't have to know that you're upset. She doesn't have to know that you don't know what the fuck you're going to do.
She doesn't have to know the ins and outs of your business or anything like that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, a lot of people wait till it gets to boiling point and then they go into a spiel of what's wrong, or
that's most men, isn't it?
Become too overly emotional, share too much, or lash
Oversharing.
out. And the problem is, like, if you just have that conversation and communicate effectively, like Mason just said, and say it from the beginning, look, I need a few hours, just leave me alone, let me sort myself out and I'll be back, she'll respect you more for it rather than lashing out at her.
100.
Because there's nothing more unattractive than a man that just lashes out and then just can't control his emotions.
Yeah.
And we've all been there, by the way. We're not perfect. Like, I was like that in my early 20s. I used to have issues with my ex where I know she's wrong, but the way I communicated was so wrong that it would make me fall into the wrong. Where now I can actually sit down and have a conversation and explain what the situation is rather than getting angry over nothing.
Yeah. And I promise you, a woman will love the fact that you, one, have told her that and can communicate that effectively, and then two, like Merck said, bounce back from it, and then you're fine again. And you haven't taken it out on her, you haven't been rude to her, you haven't been blunt to her. Like, there's been no energy of how you're feeling transferred onto her. You've told her, I'm just going to take a step back for a few hours, and then when I come back, I'll be absolutely fine. Yeah. She should then respect that, leave you alone for a few hours, and when you come back, it's like, hey babe, how are you? What's going on? What's the crack? So then there's been no like real shift of energy. It's just a case of like, cool, let me just sort my head out for a little bit, and then I'll be back to normal. And she'll find it sexy, the fact, one, you can do that, and two, bounce back from it, because that woman will then say to you, I love the fact that, like, one, you tell me when something's wrong, and then I know, and two, a few hours later, you're back to you. And it's like, cool, like nothing's wrong, nothing's gone on.
Yeah, I feel like you've got to be almost a little bit passive sometimes, like in the relationship. Like, I feel like if your emotions are too kind of up and down, it's only she's gonna, like, if you're with a woman for so long, she'll eventually be a reflection of you. And if you're up, down, she's gonna be up, down. But whereas if you're passive and handle everything like calmly and collectively, that's only gonna reflect onto her, and it gives her less chance to come at you for stupid shit. Like, if you lash out, she'll lash out. But if you're very passive, what I found in the past, like, if something goes wrong or she's annoyed at me and I'm passive about it, there's only so much you can get annoyed about it.
Yeah.
Until she's just like, wait, he's not getting annoyed, so I'm just going to chill out.
Yeah, very
It's
true.
about like managing people. I think a lot of people just fuck it up.
I think you need to also understand energy, because energy doesn't lie as well. Like, you can, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know whether you boys can agree, but you can feel energy shifts.
Oh yeah, proper.
You can feel it, and it doesn't lie, boys. You shouldn't ignore when you see an energy shift. And you need to understand, like, if that energy shift has gone too far, it's kind of game over as well.
Yeah.
You need to understand that. Don't hold on to hope that energy might return at a later date, because once it's gone, it's nearly irreparable.
Yeah, I agree. I think people can have a bad day. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, consistent energy
it's,
shift.
It's the consistent which is the issue. I can tell over text sometimes.
Yeah,
I was
mate.
just about to
It's
say
crazy,
that. I
innit?
can feel over
You know what I
text, but do you know what? I address it
Yeah.
straight away. Not aggressively, not horribly. I'm just like, look, is everything all right today? Like, and just prod the bear a little bit, just to
Yeah.
I
understand.
don't like to do that over text though.
I get what you're saying.
I'll send a
Sometimes
voice
I ring
note.
I'll
them.
call them.
Yeah.
That usually happens after our vlogs drop anyway, so it's understandable.
Yeah, every time a vlog drops, energy goes like that straight away. It goes in the bin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Some girl messaged me from Ibiza going, I can't wait for this one to drop. I'm like, okay, I'll never speak to you again then.
Didn't you get a sticker the other day for the vlog we filmed?
Which one?
Not
It's
him.
been
No,
many.
Merc.
Him.
Which one?
The one we went to London, the Weatherspoons challenge.
Oh yeah, I got those. I got stuff from today. Yeah, today, this morning. She just said like, "Oh, I hope you enjoyed your date with your blonde mate." And I was like, "Right, okay, sweet."
See, I'm not talking to
I
anyone
did,
like
thank
that
you.
for
I
them
did, it was
to
a good
say
day.
that.
Huh?
I'm not talking to anyone like that for them to be able to.
But even if you are though, like if you manage expectations from the beginning, they know what they're getting themselves into.
It's work,
Yeah.
babe.
Like, this is what it's work, babe.
No, but you are right. It is work. Like that. Sorry, not that. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but it is work. But they do know what they're getting themselves into. Like we physically can't hide what we do.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I've told this girl, and she's fully aware of it. Like, I get she'd still kick off. Like, I'd kind of find it
Yes.
a bit weird if she didn't.
Yeah.
But it's never like, it never turns into an argument. Like, that was squashed. She phoned me and it was sweet. But like, I understand why you'd get annoyed about it. But it's never like, it never progresses onto like a fucking long-winded.
Yeah. If you're getting involved with someone like that you see on socials, has a very active life, a very sociable life, and is constantly in environments where there's lots of other people, whether it's loads of girls, whether it's loads of guys, and you can see that, and you actively choose to then get involved in that person's life, you are also choosing to accept the life that they currently live.
Bro, that, like you said earlier, everything's your fault
Yeah.
because you've
Facts.
accepted that path.
Yeah.
And now you're getting angry because they're living that path. So you have to be 100% accountable for everything you get yourself involved in, man and woman.
And you can't get annoyed. Boys, if you get of a bird that's posting half-naked photos all the time and is always on tables and is always behind the DJ booth and yada, 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 and then she carries on living that life, not maybe to the extent that she was before you were in her life, but if she still wants to do those things and she's still posting provocative photos, you can't get annoyed at her for that because that's what she was doing anyway.
That's what you picked.
Yeah,
found
you've
her in that
picked it.
environment.
Yeah, you've chosen to actively pursue that woman. You can't then get annoyed when she keeps posting photos like that. You can't do that anymore because you can't. Well, hang on a second. That's what she was like anyway.
Yeah.
So you have no right to be annoyed about what she's now doing if you chose to be involved, and vice versa on the women. If you're getting involved with a man that you probably know is around a lot of women or he has quite a few women after him and potentially things like that, and then he's in these environments and he goes away on weekends or he's out with the boys and he's doing stuff, you can't then get annoyed at him for
Yeah,
it.
you've accepted your fate.
Yeah, that is what it is.
I think it's even more delusional thinking that you can go to these environments and find the right person anyway. Like, respectfully, like, we're in there as well, but I'm sorry, but when I'm in a club or I'm in a rave, I'm not looking for my nice little night that I can spend with a Ratley. Cool, fine, but at least I manage my own expectations and I know what I'm going to get. And vice versa, like, women think that they could just go out constantly every weekend and be in these environments. Why am I still single? Well, because you're not acting like a wife. So how are you going to attract a man that wants one anyway? Like, if you're constantly in these environments, but you can be a nice woman. You could be a good person. I'm not saying that just because you're in that environment, you're a bad woman or a bad man. It's not that. But most chances, in most cases, you're not going to attract the right person in there. You're intoxicated. It's a dark place. Like, you're being a bit seedy. Like, you're trying to look for something. Like, what do you think you're going to attract? What type of guy is going to be talking to you that night? Is it your husband or is it a guy that's going to want to be clapping cheeks?
Yeah, so true.
It is true. There's no right or wrong either. Like, it's just all kind of down to personal preference. Like,
Yeah,
everyone's
so-
you can't come into my life and then tell me I'm wrong. Like, you've picked that option, and I can't go into some girl's life and tell her she's wrong. Like, that's down on me. So like, everyone's like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Like, it's all options. Like, you just got to pick what you want to pick. You can't just then get angry at the fucking decision that you've made.
I read something a little while back that said something like, to be the wife that you want to be, you need to start already acting like the wife that you envision yourself to be.
Yeah.
You can't tell yourself that you're wifey material and then not act like it. You can't tell yourself you're top tier husband material and then not act like it. Yeah, you have to already be actively living that kind of life and be that type of person in order to then attract the type of level of individual that you're looking to bring into your life.
And again, that's all basis. Just because you can cook and clean and you
Yeah.
occasionally do some wifey attributes, but then you're not behaving like that when you're out and about, then all that other stuff is irrelevant.
Agreed.
Do you know what's the number one reason like men walk away from relationships, or the most important factor for a man is how a woman carries herself?
Yeah, facts.
It's not necessarily how many people you sleep with. It's how you conduct yourself in certain environments. The way you get up, the way you walk, the way you talk, like how's she around your friends? Does she represent you well? Can she hold her own? Like, does she move a little bit like too flirty? Like, you want your woman to be grounded and you want her to represent you well. So when you are in certain environments, you want to be proud and go, this is my woman, and vice versa. She should be proud of you as a man to say he can hold his own. Like, no one wants to be able to, like, if she takes you to a family setting and you're scared to speak to people and I'm sorry if you're introverted, but if you can't speak to anyone, you're like this in your shell, they're going to look at her and go, is this the type of man that you want to be with? Like, you don't represent her well, and vice versa. If she's talking to every other geezer in the pub and she's being all flirty and touchy and feely, then I don't think that's right. I've seen it with other people's girlfriends when they're too
too nice,
They're too friendly,
too friendly, like too touchy feely. Like, be nice to me. That's okay. We can talk. Like, I'm not saying let's go to the Stone Ages and like you sit in a different room, but at the same time, like, don't look in my eyes and like grab my arms because like that's not right. And now I'm looking at him going, well, what type of a woman have you picked? It doesn't represent them well.
Facts.
There's nothing better than being with a woman and all your boys respect her and they're like, oh, she's a good woman. You're now the big dog. Like, wow, he's got a fucking good woman. She's like asking if you boys want drinks. She's looking after you. She's like being very hospitable to you. And
like
you're like,
Warren's missus.
What?
Yeah.
Like Warren's
Yeah,
missus.
wow.
Warren's
example.
missus is
It's a
the
perfect example.
perfect example. Warren's missus, down to a T. As soon as he walked in, boys, can I get you drinks? Boys, can I get you some food? Looking after everyone, waiting on hand and foot. He's really respectful to her. So he's really respectful back. That is the perfect dynamic.
Yeah. Didn't interrupt him at all.
No.
Us boys were talking. She came and joined us at the table and just sat and listened to the conversation, got involved in the conversation, didn't nag him, nothing at all. She just like left him to his own devices and bearing in mind there was like at that point, 8 fellas in the room or something like that. Then she just mingled in with us so easily. But again, as a woman, she was like, right, guys, can I get you anything? Like, nothing was too much for her. Do you know what I mean?
And you know what the thing is? You can identify all of this through dating. People need to look at dating almost like interview stages.
Yeah.
It's almost like the same thing. As much as you're going and having fun in these environments, it's your opportunity to find out everything you need to about this woman before you upgrade her to wifey. There's a face-to-face, there's a written exam, whatever it may be, and a practical. You have to actually look at it like that.
Yep.
Look at recruitment. What do? There's stages for them to be able to get that job. It's the same principle. You're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. I'm interviewing you and interviewing me as well.
Yeah.
Do you know how I vet a girl out before I take her out? I look at how she talks about other people. If she's constantly talking about drama, if she's constantly bashing and trashing her ex, then that says more about her than it says about him and other people. Because I don't want to be with someone that's constantly talking about people. I want to talk about other things that we could talk about our life and what we're doing and what we're not, and like our future, not just constantly about other people. I don't like conversations.
So
like
boring.
Yeah, I do agree.
So for me, like, it's very important, like how she talks about other people. If she's constantly bashing her ex, there's always her side and his side and the truth.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it. There's got to be some responsibility in there from their end to say why their relationship has not worked out. Why have you had 6 relationships and it's not worked out?
Yeah.
There must be a reason for it.
Yeah.
There's a common denominator there.
Yeah.
100%.
It's never them.
Oh, it's never them.
No, it's never them.
Oh, it's
bro.
never them.
No. Never them.
There's a saying, it says, I tried to give you what you never had. Now I realise why you never had it.
Yeah,
Cool, yeah, facts.
I've seen that the other day.
If this mic wasn't that expensive, I'd throw it. But
It's true though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, facts, bro. 100%.
Sorry, guys, we're just seeing.
So
If you could
Fluffy's
see,
in the
if you could
mix.
see this cat, mate.
Hello.
Should we get it on pod?
Should we get him on pod?
Come
Hey,
here.
go on, get him on the table.
Come here.
I feel like they have to see this.
Come here. Fluff.
Fluff.
Fluff, come here.
Boys, wait till you see this cat. It looks like a
Well,
man.
grab him, yo.
Grab him.
Come here. This is Fluff, everybody.
That's a good looking pussy. Cat.
See, not all pussy comes to me, boys. Even I have my off days.
That was an
I
intro.
made you come with one finger. Imagine what I could do with 2.
Fuck's sake.
That's a banger.
Okay, so...
Okay.
Okay.
This ain't one of your business development calls, bro.
So
Relax.
what geography teacher?
Okay.
Gets the attention.
Right,
Kill
yeah.
us.
Okay, back in the room, please, Carl. Control children, back in the room.
Happening.
Come to me, my children.
I've got the bag.
Fuck's sake. If you could give one trait, personally, maybe from your own perspective, one trait... Actually, let's do that one. If you could give one trait that you specifically have worked on for yourself that you know has been a really large positive impact when it comes to attracting the right woman in your life, what would it be?
Being able to walk away.
Yeah.
Boom. Elaborate, bro.
That's it. What else is there to say on that? That's one of the hardest things you can do is walk away when you've been disrespected.
No one can. Not a lot of people can do it.
Not a lot of people can do it, and it can sometimes be soul crushing because you really like this person, but then you have to have a level of respect for yourself, not to tolerate disrespect from someone else. So you need to be able to be a man and go, right, well, I'm not tolerating this. I'm going to walk away. I don't care how much I love you. I don't care how much I miss you. I'm walking away from this because it's no good for me.
Yeah.
Facts. Nice. I like it.
What's yours?
Still thinking.
I'd say mine is probably self-criticism, but to the point where like I reckon I criticised myself to the point where like it put other people in dark places, bruv. Like when I was a kid, because I was so unhappy with the way I was, and I like that period of time taught me so much in like what I had to change. So I think like having the ability to like hit that level of criticism, because I don't think a lot of people could do it. Like I was probably like picking apart everything from like mannerisms to the way that I'd like look at people, like everything, and then from that I pretty much learned everything, combining it with like my environment that got me to where I was. So yeah, self-criticism.
Mine's definitely communicating effectively. And I don't mean just, I mean in every way, shape or form when it comes to flirting with a woman, how to hold myself, how to laugh with her, how to go deep with her, and just going beyond surface level, because I don't care how rich a certain other man is, I'm going to be able to obtain and hold a conversation that he can't. And the way I've done that is by putting myself into certain environments and being around women and dating and knowing what I like and what I'm willing to tolerate and what I'm not. And just, again, learning what I'm willing to compromise on to the point so I can effectively communicate that. So I just know by being in these environments, I've learned how to speak to a woman. So when I am one-to-one with her, your clothes are going to come off in a bit.
That's the first.
You're looking at me when you said that.
That was the first thing I noticed about you, I think, was your communication skills.
That's the first thing I picked up on as well.
Bro's very good at communicating.
Thank you, sir.
Small talk in it, restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah, small talk fun.
Do you know what I mean?
See them their beers.
We'll put the photo up on the screen for you lot. Fucking hell, it's so funny.
I took it. I could not stop laughing.
I wasn't there when he done that.
He was like, I was sitting on the table. He went, I'm going to try and pick all these beers up. So I got my phone out and straight about. I need to see this in case he drops them all, mate. And then him trying to get.
It's the
With
photo.
the outfit,
He just looks so helpless, like out of his depth, like what is going on?
And yet there's some like 5'2", like 60-year-old woman bringing through about 80 kegs like that. And I was like, I'm going to pick up 8
There
of
must be
these.
a technique to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gotta be.
definitely.
I don't think you understand how heavy them steins are.
They're so
I bet.
heavy, bro.
But without a beer in it, them steins are
Are they
heavy.
normal
Yeah.
pints? Or are they bigger?
No,
No,
they're
a
1
litre.
They're 2 pints, basically.
Well, we must have drank about 6 litres of beer that
I
day.
don't drink beer, mate.
You should have seen what he looks like. No, not what he looks like. What he acts like when he's on beer. It's a different Aussie. It's not the same Aussie. There's a reason why he doesn't drink beer. Bro, I saw me and Taylor witnessed a different Aussie.
Did you get all sloppy?
I've known him 2.5 years. I never saw that side.
We
of
were
him
just
before.
completely gattered.
He was so different. It wasn't the same drunk Aussie I know. It was a completely different drunk Aussie.
Stealing people's shoes and
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robbing people's shoes, everything, bruv. It was completely different. I was like, I like this Aussie. He needs to drink more beer. Get a
Get off the
in,
wine.
boys.
You need to you're just trying to fuck everyone. Get on the beer.
You look beautiful to me when you drink wine. When I drink beer, I just want to fight them.
Get up.
Get up. They loved it, didn't they?
They
But it
did.
was so funny, man.
Oh, mate.
Go on,
I would have said
philosopher.
it's annoying because I would have said mine is similar to Aussie's, mate.
I would have said that's yours as
yeah.
well, definitely.
I would have said that's mine. I was very, I was just a bit of a loose cannon when I was younger, and I just didn't know how to control my emotions at all. And I just realised that had a very bad detrimental effect to me. And very similar to what Merck said earlier, is that because I was like that, any woman I was with then became like that as well, and they acted the same way towards me. And I was like, this is not healthy. This is not a good way to communicate. And so, I think working on my emotional intelligence as a man, being able to communicate the way that I felt on certain periods, because I can be a little bit like that. I know myself very well now. So for me, I'm like that with the boys as well. Like if I'm having a bit of off, I'll just sort of step back a little bit rather than get short answers or anything like that. So yeah, being able to effectively state how I am, but also then really understand a woman properly, like ask the right questions, understand them, understand really who they are, what they want out of life. Like my level of conversation, and probably the boys as well, to most people, they would deem it as quite deep, where it's actually not. Like that's just how, like I don't really care about how your day was. I don't really care about the gossip at work. I don't really care about your mate in the office who's fucking the director and stuff. I'm really not interested in that sort of stuff at all. And I want to understand you as an individual, what you want out of life, like what your aspirations are, what you think about this, that, and the other. And yeah, being able to do that now as a man has massively helped me in the way that the type of woman that I'm with.
Everything's how you respond to something.
Yeah.
Correct. It's the only thing
Everything's how you
control.
respond. Because that's the only part of the control you have.
Yeah.
So it's how you respond to a certain situation.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
reckon?
so true.
Do you reckon? You said about the type of conversations we have. Do you reckon that's changed over the last few years? Because I was in a kind of not an experience, but I went to someone's place and I stayed there, and they all worked 9 to 5, and I was chilling with them, and like some of their boyfriends were there, and I was listening to the conversation. I was just like, I can't believe people like chat.
Converse like this,
Bro.
yeah.
Bro, there was a morning, I'm not saying when, I was with a girl and she had her friend round and I was just chilling in the bed and them two were talking and I was like, this is brain rot conversation.
I know.
And I actually had to remove myself from the environment. I think I packed up my laptop and just left. I was thinking, I was doing work and I was listening to the conversation back and forth. I was like, I'm losing brain cells by the second here.
Yeah.
You know
I can't be round it.
Do you know what it is? It's like when you unlock a certain level of intelligence and conversation, when you go back to these people that speak about the most basic things, it doesn't mentally stimulate you anymore because your standard has now become here because you know, like, from experience and what you have, like, how your thought process has changed. And when you unfortunately like have these encounters with people and you're like, this conversation is giving me brain rot, it's because it's not to your level of standard anymore. So I think that's a good thing because now you know you've leveled up by not wanting to be around certain people. And that's not like looking at people and going, they're beneath you, but it's just, you can outgrow people, you can outgrow friends. And that's why people go their opposite way. But I think that's a good thing because that just identifies what type of people you have around you. So even when it comes to your relationship with your friends, like, obtaining these types of women and being in these environments will identify like what type of people you want to be around.
Do you know what? That's probably more mine, is knowing that you can always become better.
Yeah.
You can look at yourself and be very happy with where you are at in life right now, from an educational perspective, from a communication perspective, from a physical perspective. But you do have to constantly look at yourself and go, I know I can become better. You don't know what that might necessarily look like at that moment in time, but that's on you to then go find out. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but you have so much knowledge on the internet today, which is one of the best things that's come from it, that subjects and topics and ways of thinking and mindsets and just anything and everything is out there for you to learn and listen to. Whereas 30 years ago, that knowledge, only very specific people knew about it. And so therefore you weren't as widely educated as you can be today. So I really do encourage people to go and watch podcasts and go and read books and watch like really good inspirational movies, because there's lessons in all of this sort of stuff that in a normal standard world you would never normally know, like as to certain tricks and traits and things like that. Like, there's so much knowledge out there and so many people out there that want to share their knowledge with you, that if you're not doing that as a person, you're never going to grow at all. And you don't know what, like I said, you don't know what that growth is going to look like. But if you're in the same place as last year, when you look at yourself, that's the worst place
you can be is the same place as last year.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what the problem in today's society is? Everyone's trying to be the same person when you're made to stand out. Like, no one's authentic anymore. As much as like we're trying to learn things from each other, we're looking at other men and saying, that's how I want to be. Don't try to be something that you're not, because you'll get found out very quickly. End of the day, like, if you have certain morals, principles, boundaries, things that you like, hobbies, don't try to compromise on those and be something that you're not. Like, no one's authentic anymore. We can learn things off each other. We're all very similar, but we're all different in our certain ways. Yeah. It doesn't mean that I need to completely act like you or you, but like, we speak like each other in certain ways because we are very relatable to each other, and that's why we do what we do. But at the same time, like, I feel like a lot of men look at other men and go, I want to be like that, and literally just try to follow them from A to Z, and I think that's wrong. Like, be your own person, be authentic. Don't lose that, because you'll get found out very quickly, or sooner down the line, you're going to hate the person you become because you become successful, you're wearing all the designer, but at the same time, that doesn't stimulate you. That's maybe not what it is that is your purpose.
Yeah. I feel like carrying on.
No, go on, bro.
I was going to say, I feel like your weirdness is like your superpower. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're really weird.
Yeah.
I think that's just
But
autism.
we love you for it.
That's just autism.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if you
true,
look at like
true.
everyone that does really well, like they're weird in their own little way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not normal. Like, no one that we look up to is normal.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
they've all got their like own little weirdness, and I feel like
Well, look at
people-
Elon Musk, bro.
Yeah.
He's the weirdest chavvy ever, but look how successful he is.
Yeah.
The geezer's running like $6 billion companies.
crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Imagine if he like,
Oh,
what is wrong with
sorry.
you, bro?
Sorry.
Well, like, imagine if he'd like listened to like a girl's opinion one day, and they were like, "You're really weird. You should be more normal," and he like just didn't explore his own weirdness and become who he was. Like, that can happen to people.
It's okay to be selective with like who you show that side of yourself too. Like, not necessarily saying like, oh, listen, I'll always be my authentic self, but you can show that to people in small doses. Like, you get to know someone, you date someone, you can show that side of you and be a bit more vulnerable around them, knowing that they deserve to see that side of you. That's absolutely fine. But at the same time, don't shy away from it, because that's what essentially will make you stand out. it's like the most simplest of terms. Like when we slide in a girl's DMs, I don't go in all complimentary, giving her all of the compliments in the world. I'll say something in a way that's going to make me stand out, maybe bully or cuss her a little bit to the point she's going to reply to that. Then I'll save it with the second message I send anyway. Bang, I found it. Outside of the box thinker, lemon fucking squeezer, whatever.
Outside the post pink and lemon squeezer. That's awful. That is awful.
I genuinely think that's why. Was you about to say something?
No.
I genuinely think that's why. Hang on, let me reword this. When you see these people on social media and when you see these people that are really happy and successful in life, it's because they've found their purpose and their passion. And for those of you that aren't doing that, for those of you, especially as a man, that you're doing something you don't enjoy, that will make every other aspect of your life miserable. Unless you have a really strong bulletproof mindset as to not to let it in. But if you're not actively doing something every single day that you thoroughly enjoy and you know is working towards making you a better person, you're never really going to be the man that you set out to be. And so by looking at these other individuals that are successful and trying to copy them A to Z, it's never going to work for you. You can look at their life and go, cool, I really like the way that he does this or he does that, and I'm going to take a little bit of that and put my own spice on it. That's absolutely fine. We all do that. There's all people that we look up to and go, cool, I want to replicate this, but I'm going to put my own style on it, or I'm going to, whether it's the way someone posts photos, the way they, whatever the case may be, look at lots of people that you like and go, okay, cool, what are some key attributes from those people that I deem as successful? And how can I now bring that into my own life? And as a man, that's another thing a woman looks at, is she looks at how driven you are. She looks at how passionate you are about something. If you're just fucking bumming around and floating your way through life and going down the pub every weekend and doing money on the fruities and you can't afford to take her out for a nice little bit of meal every now and again, what type of fucking woman are you going to get, man? You're going to get the same type of bird, mate, that has no drive, no ambition in life, doesn't want to go and see the world, doesn't want to go and experience a bit of culture and see what life has to offer. Like, as a man, it is on you to find your passion and purpose. And boys, I'm not saying you need to know that immediately. It's taken us 30 years to figure it out. Yeah, we knew we always wanted to be successful. We wanted to do X, Y, Z. How we got there, we had no fucking idea how we were going to do it. But it's taken us to this point. It's taken us to this point to now realise, okay, cool, we've really found what we enjoy now. And that's why you see us so genuinely happy and active all the time and with good people and good energy, because people thrive off that and people feel it. And when we talk to women and although they look at what we do, and a lot of you might look at fucking other around women all the time, if you see past that and you see what we're actually trying to build and what we're actually trying to do, that is what women find attractive. And that's also what other men respect.
A high quality woman will appreciate and understand that your mission comes first. Because if you're not able to complete that mission, you can't protect and provide for her anyway. So she needs to be by your side as your ride or die, to know that you have a purpose to fulfill. And if you don't, then end of the day, either you're going to get left behind or she's going to end up leaving, and you're not going to become the man that you want to be. So no woman should stop you from achieving all of that. When we speak to women at this moment of time, when we speak to women, we tell them, like, my mission comes first, this business comes first. And they understand and they appreciate the right high quality woman will understand and appreciate that. But most women, that is all about them. The emotional ones will say, well, you've got no time for me, you're doing X, Y, Z, so I'm not going to stick around. Well, fine. Well, then you don't deserve me at my best because you don't accept me now.
Facts.
I might not be where I need to be, but if you know I'm ambitious enough, then you'll stick around because you know what we are going to achieve and what we're going to do, because there's no plan B. And that's how you got to see that. The moment you're willing to sacrifice your goals and your dreams for a woman is a moment that you've lost, because one day down the line, you'll look at her and resent her and look at what you did not achieve and go, what could I have done with my life? Because I'll tell you what, there is absolutely no chance, God willing, that I live till 80, whatever life, nice and healthy. I'm not looking back and saying, I regret my life. I don't care. Even if I don't get to where I need to, I'm going to say I fucking tried. And if you can't say that, then you've truly failed.
You've wasted your life.
Cool.
Good pod.
Good pod.
Yeah, good pod.
I love Andrew.
I have to bleep it every time you say it.
Andrew, can you block the word Andrew Tate or something?
Two brothers.
Sick.
Block it. Anyway, sweet boys. Right, well, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. I don't know when the next one's scheduled in for. Probably a couple of weeks.
It'll be a couple of weeks now, yeah.
Couple of weeks.
We'll probably look, if we're being completely honest, you're probably looking at 2 a month now.
2 a month, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
probably
it
looking at
depends
two.
on the month.
If we can do 3, we'll do
Yeah.
3.
Depends on the month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the month.
Yeah.
We've got so many vlogs coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we want to push our energy, guys. Listen, we're always going to be honest with you. We're always going to tell you. And if you're here to this point at the end of the pod, you're one of our best. So our energy and focus is going into the vlogs now. They're more entertaining for you guys. I know you get a lot of value from the pods, and that's kind of why we wanted to step back a little bit on them, was to make sure that every pod is as valuable as possible, not just doing a pod for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Right, boys, if you made it this far, like, subscribe.
Leave a comment in the comment section.
See you in the next vlog or pod.
Peace.
Peace.